All right, let's dive into this, huh? Coherent Core's Q4 2024 earnings. We've got reports, press releases, even the investor call transcript. A lot to unpack.
Yeah, definitely. And this is one of those companies where even if you're not an engineer, the stuff they make affects you.
For sure. Okay, so first impression AI gold rush. Everyone's trying to cash in, and Coherent seems to be doing just that. Revenue's up almost 9% over $1.3 billion in Q4 alone. And get this, they shipped over 300 million datacom transceivers this year. That's insane.
It's a lot of data moving around, yeah. And you're right to connect that to AI. Remember all those articles about NVIDIA, how they couldn't make enough of their AI chips?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Coherent's 800G transceivers, those are essential for those chips to even work.
So are these transceivers like the, I don't know, the plumbing for these huge data centers that run AI?
Exactly. Think of them like superhighways inside the data centers. For AI to work, you need data moving crazy fast. Massive amounts of information to train the AI models, and that's where Coherent comes in.
300 million transceivers, and that's from one factory in Malaysia, right? Can they keep up that pace, though? The CEO seemed really confident on the investor call. He even talked about 1.6
Yeah,
terabits.
1.6 terabits. Imagine downloading the entire Library of Congress in seconds.
Wow.
And yeah, I mean, the order book's strong, demand's there, at least into 2025 from what they can see. But,
There's always a but, isn't there?
right, as good as things look, AI changes so fast. Like, what if NVIDIA's plans change? Even a small delay in their products could impact everyone else.
So maybe don't go betting everything on AI just yet. But this AI stuff, it's not just for tech people, right? It's going to affect all of us.
100%. This isn't just faster phones, it's think like medical breakthroughs happening faster, self-driving cars becoming more reliable. All of that depends on the kind of infrastructure Coherent is building.
So even if you don't know anything about transceivers, you're still going to feel the impact. It's like the foundation for the future of AI. But speaking of foundations, Coherent's not just about AI, is it? They've got other things going on. What about their other businesses?
Yeah, they're definitely not a one-trick pony. There's that materials segment. Seems like they're doing pretty well there. And of course, who could forget the lasers, right?
Right, right. So their material segment, they've got things like silicon carbide. They had some production issues earlier this year, but it looks like they're back on track now. And that silicon carbide is used in EVs, electric vehicles, and renewable energy, right? Those are huge markets to be in.
Massive. Yeah, definitely a huge growth opportunity. Though, yeah, those markets can be a bit volatile. And then the lasers. Coherence lasers, they're used in just about everything. I mean, we're talking advanced manufacturing, telecommunications, you name it. Actually, this is interesting. Speaking of their lasers, remember those super bright, really vibrant OLED screens you're seeing on all the new phones and laptops these days?
Oh, yeah, those are gorgeous. Way better than those dim old laptop screens we used to have.
Right. Well, Coherent just got a big order for their laser annealing systems, the ones they use to manufacture those OLED screens. These systems, they make the whole manufacturing process so much more precise, so much more efficient. And that means thinner screens, brighter screens, even more energy efficient screens.
So they're not just making the lasers, they're actually innovating the whole manufacturing process for those displays. That's pretty cool.
It is, and it shows how committed they are to, pushing the boundaries of technology. But what's really interesting here is that this order, it's a sign of them moving into a market that's only going to get bigger. Think about it. Everyone wants even better, even more immersive screens on their devices. That demand's not going away anytime soon.
And the energy efficiency angle is huge too. Better screens that use less power. I mean, that's good for everyone, especially now with so much focus on sustainability, right?
Absolutely. It's a smart move by Coherent, that's for sure. It'll be interesting to see what they do with this part of their business going forward.
Okay, so we've got this AI gold rush in full swing, even if there are some potential risks there. And then we have these other really cool projects, the materials, lasers, all tapping into major trends. That's a lot to manage, though, especially in an industry that changes as fast as tech does.
It really is. And that brings us to the new CEO, Jim Anderson. He's got some ambitious goals for Coherent.
So this new CEO, Jim Anderson, sounds like he's got some big plans for Coherent. Wants higher margins, less reliance on those huge single transactions. Easier said than done, though, right?
Yeah, he's not afraid of a challenge. From these reports, from that investor call, seems like he's got two big things, pricing and costs.
So charge more, spend less. Sounds like business 101.
In a way, yeah, but it's
Yeah.
more nuanced. See, Coherent, they've kind of underpriced their tech in the past, especially compared to some competitors.
Interesting.
Anderson wants to fix that, obviously. But Got to be careful. Competition's fierce. You've got Lumentum, the other sixth spite. They all want a bigger slice of the pie. Raise prices too much, you risk losing customers.
For sure. So what about the spend less part? How's he going to do that?
Efficiency. Improving how they make their products, less waste, getting the most out of the factories, even smarter outsourcing,
Right.
He actually said in the call transcript, I wrote it down, determined to drive a steady roadmap of improvement. Something like that.
Sounds promising, but also like, this is going to take a while, right? No overnight miracle.
Exactly. Anderson even said that himself. Wouldn't give hard deadlines on the call, wants to wait for a later investor day. And that's smart. Coherent's a big ship to turn around. Takes time.
It's that classic balance, isn't it? Got to keep doing what's working now, but also be ready for what's next. It's a lot to think about. We've got AI going strong, but then other markets like telecom, industrial, those are kind of shaky. New CEO with big goals, but can he deliver? What's your take on all this? What should our listeners really be chewing on after they're done listening?
The big question I have is, can they really rely less on those huge customers, like the big data center companies? And if they do, what's the trade-off? Do they grow slower to have more power in negotiations? And then there's the other stuff. Silicon carbide for electric cars, that OLED tech. Are those just side projects, or are those the next big thing for them once this AI boom calms down a bit? Which it will, eventually.
Man, so much to think about. See, this is what I love about these deep dives. We unpack everything, and you leave us with even more to think about.
That's the goal. Coherent's riding this wave. But can they surf to the next one? We've given everyone the info. Now it's their turn to see what happens.
Absolutely. Thanks for breaking it all down with me. Until next time, everyone, keep learning, keep asking those questions, and we'll catch you on the next deep dive.